Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about missions on Grubhub. So with any gig app to a certain degree, there is a concept that is pretty popularized among the gig apps on every different platform, and that is the concept of having promotional pay available. For Grubhub, they have missions. So with that said, I want to go over everything you must know about missions on Grubhub, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that I'm about to go over is overall market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. What is a mission? A mission is an additional earning opportunity that is offered periodically in the Grubhub for Drivers app, like competing for a certain number of deliveries in a set amount of time. Which isn't even entirely the case, because it's not just completing a certain number of deliveries, it's also not declining a certain number of opportunities. Like, you gotta take 3 orders in a row regardless of their payouts without skipping more than 1, or do like 5 without skipping more than 2. And honestly, those are really not worth the time and energy, in my opinion. But then there are some that are like an extra $3 for 1 order, and that's just the equivalent of an extra $3 per order. So that's solid in my opinion. Unlock exciting missions in the earnings tab of the Grubhub for Drivers app. This is the best place to check for extra earning opportunities on the app. So from the home screen, you go to the hamburger menu, go to earnings, go all the way down, and you will see missions, hit view details, and you can see all of the active, the upcoming, and the past missions. So there weren't any missions in that recording at the time, but that's how you find them. And what they would look like is something like this. Deliver 4 orders. That's easy because there's no like downside. Deliver 25 orders without skipping more than 6. That's very rare for anybody to see. And as you can tell, they come up during specific periods of time, like a 5 to 9 or 2 to 5 or 11 till 2 or something to that effect. And obviously it's going to end on the 59 for every one of those examples, but the point is that that's the general time frame you're working with. Now, I do have some side notes that I would like to go over on the concept of missions. Never chase promos. Promos are one of those things that every app kind of pushes towards you for the concept of simply chasing them. That's when they want every driver to be online, so a lot of people are going to go out of their way to hop on at that time, and that's going to oversaturate your markets. And especially on Grubhub, because the volume isn't that high, that's going to be a problem. Think about it like this. Let's say there's a promo starting at 5. Right? And the promo is earn an extra $10 for delivering 5 orders without skipping more than 2, right? Like, that's the general mission overall. And you have until 7:30 or you have until 9 to complete that mission. You're gonna have every single driver go out of their way to try to complete 5 orders. That means they're gonna take whatever orders they can get because the volume isn't high enough. Oh, they have an order for $4 going a mile, I'll take it. Oh, they have a order for $6 going 6 miles, I'll take it. It doesn't matter because you have to fulfill the mission because that's the mindset you're going in with. In my opinion, it's never worth it to chase promos because let's say you do complete that mission. The promo itself is just going to be barely tolerable. That's $2 extra per order with the example I just gave. Is that really worth it? I don't think so. Makes good orders great, not bad orders tolerable. I say this for every single gig. Promos should make good orders great, not bad orders tolerable. And the way Grubhub missions actually work, they kind of act more against you than for you. You could clearly tell that there's an ulterior motive with the missions themselves. Oh, you get an extra $5 completing 5 orders in this period of time. They want people to deliver during the dinner rush, or they want people online for that awkward 2 to 5 shift because it's raining like hell. And people are going to go out of their way to complete orders that aren't that great, and that's not good for you either. So make sure if you do any kind of promos, if you receive any kind of promos, what they're going to be doing is the orders that are already within your standards that are good, great. Not bad orders that you would never take otherwise, tolerable. Missions are one name. Now, I don't know if you noticed the way they describe missions, like it's almost like a combination of peak pay and challenges on DoorDash, but it's all under the one name missions on Grubhub. So don't get confused. Missions can be considered peak pay if it's only one order at a time, but if it's more than one order at a time and they won't let you skip any, that's more like a challenge. And not to mention, it's like a watered down challenge because you're not allowed to skip orders. Or you are allowed to skip orders, but the consequence will ruin your chances for completing the mission. Multi-apping is still more effective. Never be super dependent on any one app. And especially with missions. Let's say there's a mission for Grubhub, but there's none for Uber Eats and there's none for DoorDash. Everybody's gonna be trying to pile into Grubhub as opposed to hopping on DoorDash and hopping on Uber Eats. Or those Grubhub drivers have turned off Uber Eats and turned off DoorDash, and now there's more orders on DoorDash and Uber Eats already, which is exactly why I am a firm believer that multi-apping is still a more effective and more consistent way for you to earn money than being dependent on any one app. Ghost orders. So Grubhub has earned a reputation for sending ghost orders, where the order will be sent to your app, you'll be notified that you received an order, but for some reason it doesn't go all the way through, and because of that, it ends up hitting your ratings. That can mess up your missions too. Oh, you're 4 out of 5 deliveries until finishing this one, but if you skip one more, then the entire mission goes out the window. Well, I guess we'll send you a ghost order. And that's why I'm a firm believer in never chasing promos. DoorDash does something similar, except instead of them stop sending you orders altogether, they basically make it so that you receive the order, but you can't complete it or accept it or decline it. Wait time on Grubhub. Grubhub has earned a reputation for being the gig app that has the worst wait times. The volume on Grubhub isn't active enough, so people aren't paying as much attention to Grubhub as a restaurant as opposed to every other app. Not to mention with Grubhub, sometimes they'll even send them the order the same time you receive the order, so at that period of time, you're gonna end up waiting for the order for a long time anyway. And Grubhub has not gotten too much better with this. Yes, there are some restaurants that are like, yeah, they're totally on their stuff, and by the time I get there, it's already ready. But then there's the other side of that where there are restaurants that are so not on their stuff because of how Grubhub is. And because of that, the order isn't ready for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And keep in mind, these missions have an expiration date. So by the time you complete 3 orders, the mission's over and you still needed 2 more to complete it. But once again, never chase promos. Did I miss anything? Is there anything else about missions that I did not cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that everybody who hops on the Grubhub platform makes as much money as possible, and that way we can maximize the true value of every platform we can. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!